So this is in commemoration of International Women's Day as well, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. This year there's a lot of conversation happening. Choose to challenge the hashtag. Choose to challenge. Choose to challenge very many things. Choose to challenge women in leadership. How women rise. Looking at the papers today, they're celebrating a lot of the gains that have been made in terms of women in leadership, women in leadership from corporate side, women in leadership from governance side, women in leadership at the domestic front, and women in leadership in very many other aspects.
They have, Eric, but one of the things that I noticed they didn't do, they didn't delve a little more into history. Because the successes that we talk about now are as a result of some back-breaking work that people did in the years gone by. The presentations that I've seen in today's papers have been a reality we are here with, as in women whom we now see as successful, women who've done wonderful things. And I'm saying those wouldn't have been possible. These things that we are seeing would not have been possible without the other women whom I have not seen being mentioned. Because they are the ones who actually broke ground. They are the ones who went against norms. They are the ones who challenged existing situations. Yes. Because right now, strides are being made, but with infinitely greater ease than in those yesteryears.
Should we be celebrating every year? Should we be looking back at those that contributed?
You must look back, because if you don't look back, it's almost like saying that these successes are only a thing of this present time that we are referring to. And that is absolutely not true. It's like we never talk about Shujaa Day without talking about our history. In the absence of that, what we now have wouldn't have been possible in the manner that we have it. And when we talk about women and the strides they have made, every sphere, you're talking about politics, you're talking about finance, you're talking about research, you are anything, entrepreneurship, you must cover all your bases, because the sort of strides that women have made in this, they are commendable. When you look at the forces that they had been working, or the forces that present themselves as being against the moves that they had planned, it's important.
Let's celebrate one of the current women who is in a position of leadership, and this is Keziah Kabutu from the Sarit Center. Keziah, good morning.
Good morning.
Happy International Women's Day.
Thank you.
And welcome to the Situation Room. Asante sana for joining us.
Thank you for having me, guys.
So first, you have rebranded at Sarit Center. Is that so, or is that not?
Yes, we have rebranded at Sarit Center. We have changed our logo to be a more modern, fresh look. And we've also changed our slogan from City Within a City to Sarit Your City.
So not City Within a City anymore, it's just Sarit Your City. But the name is still the Sarit Center?
Yes.
Okay. Sarit Center, Your City. Sarit Your City.
Voila.
Sarit Your City.
Okay. So as we celebrate this particular day, are there things that the Sarit Center has, for example, set aside, looking at all the people who work within the Sarit Center, all the businesses that sell within the Sarit Center? Is there any special commemoration taking place?
Yes, at Sarit Your City, the one thing that we did was that we started our International Women's Day celebrations very early. It started off last week. Past weekend, we had two powerful women who actually came to have discussions with other women in business. We had Teacher Wanjipo and Patricia Kihoro, who hosted a couple of talks with women in business as well as young entrepreneurs this past weekend. And this week, we will put out some of that video content onto our social media just to empower the women that are in business and those that are actually aspiring to be in business. On top of that, we are celebrating our tenants here. Our women tenants here comprise of 49% of the business, that is, or 49% of our tenancy here is given by women in business. And the beauty about that is that with the women who are here, the business minded value that we get as from our tenants, we're able to pass it down to our consumers to create a whole consumer experience around the mall. So this week, we are celebrating those women. We are celebrating our tenants as well as our customers by various activations on social media as well as the mall.
Would I be right in saying that Sarit, as it's currently constituted and as it was imagined, is actually a business hub? Would I be right if I summarize it that way?
It is not just a business hub.
Aha.
The beauty about Sarit is that it's a business hub. It has got retail space, it has got entertainment space, and we have future plans to actually make it grander than what you actually seeing it as today.
Okay, tell us a little bit about this future. What do you hope to make it beyond what it currently is?
Now, the current situation at Sarit right now is that we have over 250 tenants who are making our customer journey more favorable compared to other malls in the industry. And the beauty about where we are located is that it's the hub and the center of all business activities, closer to the capital and its residential areas. So you'll find that the plans, which I cannot disclose for now, we are intending to evolve with the current infrastructure that the government has put into place, as well as taking into account the consumer, how the consumer is actually evolving in the market.
Okay, now, where I was leading with my question is this. You say 49% of your tenancy is women. Just tell me about the growth, because it didn't start off with 49% women. And also tell me, what is it that has actually helped spur this particular tenancy upsurge that you have presented to us? What is it?
Okay, so the one thing that Sarit is known for is that it's one of the pioneering malls in East Africa, right?
Mm-hmm.
It started off in 1983 with a base of 150 tenants, and now we have actually grown up to 250 tenants. And the beauty about our tenancy is that it evolves. You'll find that the men in the tenancy space are also empowering their own women to actually build and also take over some of the businesses that are run here at Sarit. So you'll find that empowerment starts from our tenants, and it also empowers the customer shopping experience here at Sarit.
Do you find that more and more women are picking up? I mean, because obviously, aptly this year, you've looked at the interest of women in business. So are we looking at, I mean, just from what you see in the spaces where businesses operated, are more and more women embracing opportunities that come their way? And if so, what do you think makes it more comfortable for women to do business, not just at Sarit, but even in the country?
I think as a country in general is men supporting women and women also supporting other women. If we are able to create an ecosystem where we are building each other and criticizing each other to become better people in society, we will create a generation of leaders, not only in women, but also in our children, in our men, that will also pioneer our vision for a greater tomorrow.
I like what you've just said.
Very well said. Huh?
No, you put it actually very, very well. Now, let me ask you what it means. How exactly this vision that you've put in place so well, how does it relate to the empowerment of women in our society?
So, this vision that we are actually working towards is all geared to what is it how is it going to benefit women? You know, women in the society are the key drivers in homes, right? And you can see that the uptake in business is also inspiring other people beneath them. So you'll find that a woman who's leading her home, right, and is empowering her family can also take that same knowledge and bring it into business. So we are not looking at bringing other people in society, but we're looking at how can we elevate one person to the next. You find that if, as a woman, you're able to put in place measures, pillars. You're able to educate yourself as well as others. You're able to push the boundaries, to question and to even ask. Right? You're able to elevate yourself and take yourself to the next level. And in the process, you're not just working alone. You're working with a team, and you're working towards elevating everyone in society as opposed to working for yourself.
Okay, so now looking at this day specifically, today, the 8th of March, then what do women get a chance to be able to take part of at Sarit Your City?
So the women here, the tenants here, we are celebrating all of them. The one thing that we have done is that we are taking some of the advice and actually empowering the young business leaders in society. And you'll find that if you follow our Facebook pages and our social media pages, you'll be able to download some of that content from 3 of the women that we actually interviewed this week. One of them is, the 3 business women run Shami, the hair salon, we have the library, and Lady Luck, right? So these are businesses that are within Sarit, that are run by women and have come together to actually tell a story of empowerment and how you can actually create successes when it comes to business. The other thing that we're doing for our customers is that on top of you being a lady, today we have a couple of offers that we have for all the all the female shoppers that are here. And we are going to be celebrating women across the day and across this month.
Keziah, there's something I'd like you to help me out with. I'm still going back to that 49 percentile that you mentioned. When it comes to revenue, rent that is paid to Sarit, does this 49% of the occupancy also relate directly to the direct benefit that Sarit Center has?
In terms of revenue? I would have to get back to you on that.
All right. I accept. Now, as you're getting back to me on this one,
yes.
I'm going to ask something else that you can also think about and then get back to me on a later date is, if, as I foresee, that you will find that the contribution is almost similar, I'm then going to ask, what is it that Sarit individually, aside from the symposium and whatever it is that you are planning to do this week, what else have they done in helping empowering women? That is something for you to think about, and you can respond later.
Okay, that's fine. But for empowering women here at Sarit, the one thing that the marketing team does very well is that whenever a woman in business is willing to open up herself, open up to talking to us about her basic needs, maybe in marketing, for example, we're able to guide her in that process. You'll find that there are lots of, as a business owner, there are lots of things that you're looking at. You're looking at rent, for example, marketing, the legal licenses that go about your business. So at Sarit, from the marketing team, we're able to absorb some of those marketing concerns that you have as a business, not only just for women, but also for men, and able to actually scale up your business when it comes to marketing. And it cuts across all our departments, where all departments are actually there to empower and to make the work of tenants much easier at Sarit.
If you look at the employment space, and this is talking about empowering women, giving women the opportunity, and even if you just want to call it affirmative action, do you see affirmative action being employed by Sarit, the organization, your employer, and also your tenants?
In regards to affirmative action, I don't think there's a structured way of implementing it here. What I can say is that we handle each and every person by a case-by-case basis, and we are able to cater to their needs by a case-to-case basis.
Okay, so that's how it's also addressed. Now, just
Yes.
from your own experience, not as Keziah of Sarit, but as Keziah, and in
Yes.
terms of women empowerment, what would you say have been the challenges that you've seen in your rise to the career, in your career as you get to that point of becoming marketing manager of this multi-billion shilling business? Throughout, what are these challenges that you could say that women actually face on a regular basis, on a daily basis, as you're pursuing your career goals?
So, as a woman in business and as a woman as how I've grown to where I am today, the challenges that I have faced are how do I become better than the opposite sex? So you'll find that there is always the element of I am in competition with the male species. And I need to be much better, taking into account that I also need to learn how to start a home. I also need to learn how to balance. And the beauty about how I've actually come into play and how I am where I am today is because I have been brought up by a village of powerful women. The women bosses that have been in my line of success, or rather line of support, have always inspired me to be better than who I am today. And the beauty about where I am today is that the challenges were there, but the women around me, the mentorship that I got from my own mother, from my own aunties, and the women in business have actually shaped the person I am today. And I am able to actually strike a balance between work and play.
Let me ask you a little question about Sarit. Sarit has a board of management, I presume. How many of the people in that particular board are women? That is, of
I
course,
think
if you know.
that I would have to get back to you on.
Okay.
I do not have the specific figures for that.
All right.
Yes. Just looking at what I mean as an individual, but then also leading this, and we're talking about women in leadership today. Do you think still till now that women have to work twice as hard, perform, twice as well, or even more in order to make a standing for themselves? Do we still have those situations today?
Those situations generally are there, and the beauty about them right now is that we have a voice. And people are actually listening to us. And when people start listening, that is when change happens. So you'll find that the type of support that we've gotten, not only on a local but international level, people are now starting to listen to women. People are now giving women the respect that other women before us were actually fighting for. So I would have to say that the fight is still going to be there, but it's how we actually soldier on to make sure that we do not disappoint the forefathers who actually pioneered the fight of women, the rights for women, so that we can get a better tomorrow.
As we conclude the interview today in this conversation, and we hope to host you in the studio one of these days soon, Keziah, what message would you want to pass to women today as you celebrate International Women's Day?
As you celebrate International Women's Day today, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to start celebrating it from a family setup. Anything that comes out of a family setup, that which is pure, that which is positive, will impact the community that we have today. We need to take a step back, especially as women in our homes, women as wives, as mothers, as daughters, as sisters, to elevate each other, not only ourselves as women, but also elevate the men and the children in our society to be better people. If we're able to nurture it from a home setup and elevate it to our businesses, elevate it to our community, we will have a better and brighter tomorrow.
Very well put and very well said. Thank you very much. Keziah Kabutu is the head of marketing at Sarit Center. now going with the brand name Sarit Your City. Asante sana for joining us today, and we wish you all the best today as you and your tenants and also the shoppers who come there celebrate International Women's Day.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you
Thank
so
you very much.
This is the Situation Room, the only way to start your day. Spice up your life.